Alright, hello, this is Johnny Cycles with CyclesGaming.com, trying to figure out my best way to record here. See some toys in the background. Anyway, it's a collector booster box from Edge of Eternities. I don't have my knife with me, so we're going to go old-fashioned. Prehistoric over here. These are fingernails. Alright, so Magic the Gathering is now in space with spaceships and space stations. Got this cool foil art planet in the pre-release. It's my foil. I don't know how I feel about that. At the end of the day, I enjoy playing the game, so I'll play the cards no matter what if they're good and excite me for other reasons. But I mean, we had telephones and TVs, and now we have spaceships. I don't know what's going to come next in Magic, but as long as they keep printing fun, playable cards. All right, let's see if we can not hurt my hand trying to. That seems like a good foil. All right, I'm not going to go through each common. I do want to eventually, and I'll make a video about a budget commander that I'm excited about. I'll just get to the good stuff. Warp I like as a mechanic. Leviathan, alright. Full art forest foil. It's very nice. Yeah, my light's all the way over here. Not sure it's going to be better if I... Yeah, I love the art. I mean, when I was looking at the set and I was thinking, do I want to shell out the money for a collector booster box? I won't lie. The full art lands, basically shock lands, but also these really enticed me into it. Weft Walking, alright, mythic foil. I think this is, last time I checked, one of the chase mythics probably for commander. Sazerael Genesis Shepherd, alright, commander from the commander precons, console to the star charts. Ballast Zone, that's pretty fun art, not foil though, full art, pretty sweet looking. Godless Shrine. Alright, that's what I'm talking about. And is it foil? It is foil. Is it Surge foil? I think it might be. Godless Shrine. Lander Robot. Alright, that's a nice hit, even if it's not the Surge foil or whatever they call these fancy foils. See the little stars? I mean, that's a beautiful piece of, just a beautiful piece of art right there. So super exciting to find Godless Shrine, even though I don't play a lot of black-white. Hopefully I'll get some stomping grounds, so we know I'm a Gruul player at heart. Although my very first really fun Pioneer, gosh, I was playing Pioneer this morning. Standard deck was a Mardu, so Godless Shrine would fit. Again, let me not hide the cards from you. So we'll just go through these. I'll look through these later. Honor, I think I like. I've been looking through. I mean, just for my mono white breaking the color pie, everybody, you know, mono white card draw, but also counter shenanigans in my green white Lathiel deck. Dauntless Scrap Bot, okay. Okay, beautiful planes. In my system here. Divide into commons, uncommons. Lightstall Inquisitor. One drop Angel, seems solid. Insight Engine, Commander. Card Draw Engine. Beyond the Quiet. Alright, so one of the sweepers. It never hurts to have a sweeper, especially Exile Sweeper. Terrain Generator. So this is maybe, I don't know if that's a new land or a I don't know. It's cool though. This effect is pretty good for landfall decks. Sweet art. Nexus of Fate. Wow, look at that. Comic book. I assume this is not being printed into standard, so this is like their special guests. Full art, foil, comic book. It's got to be worth something, right? Alright, that's another hit, I would say. I don't even know where to put that one. I guess I'll put my fancy full arts here. Lands there. Tokens. Alright. I mean, you know, everyone likes expensive cards in their packs. Nexus of Fate, I think taking extra turns is probably on the short list of worst things you can do in Commander, so I'm not sure if it's going to really be valuable. Banishing Light. Gravekill, 4-mana instant. Exile target creature or spacecraft. There are quite a few number of 4-mana black spells at instant speed that do things like this. Vraska's Contempt used to be a rare. Maybe still is, I don't know. Scour for Scrap, instant. That seems pretty powerful in the right deck in Commander. Yeah, I like this one too. So this is just another utility card for green that can go with landfall. So like I like this kind of card when I'm building my Commander decks that have an effect you want, destroy target artifact or enchantment. It's instant speed, which is great, but also do synergize with what your commander is doing, because then it makes your decks more unique. You're not just playing the best green artifact enchantment removal. So we can easily play this in a landfall deck, budget or otherwise, as it will give us opportunity to get another landfall trigger later in the game. Island, man, that island is something else. These full art basic lands are very impressive. Corral of the Void. Okay. Horizon Explorer, lands you control enter untapped. Whenever you attack a player, create a lander token. So this is from the, man, that Commander Precon's got to be pretty busted. Frenzied Baloth. All right. I am so excited about this card, and I know people hate on green, especially in Commander, for how pushed it is, and I agree with you. Look at this. Can't be countered, trample, haste. My creature spells can't be countered, and combat damage can't be generated or prevented. This is essentially like another questing beast, but for 2 mana, and it's a 3/2. So yeah, this card, I cannot wait to play this card. I don't know what I'm going to play it in, but definitely in my triple keyword mono green deck with questing beast. But I mean, I would be hating on green too if I hated green or just didn't like green. I mean, look at the power of this for 2 mana. It's insane. Gemstone Caverns. Also, sweet. Full art, I assume, is another special guest. It's not foil. Nice. Pain for All. Yeah, I like this. So this I could maybe put in my Boros Reckoner deck, even though I don't know if it'd be that efficient in Modern, but maybe this I would make the well, Blasphemous Act. Unfortunately, it's not legal in Pioneer, but anyway, yeah, you enchant the creature. When this R enters, enchanted creature deals damage equal to its power to any other targets. It's bonus. Whenever enchanted creature is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to each opponent. So yeah, it turns any creature we want into Boros Reckoner. So yeah, that's going to make... I think this is going to be fun to try out in my Boros Blasphemous Act deck with a few different other cards. Like you can now play hard to deal with threats, just enchant them to get the Boros Reckoner effect. However, that makes it even more of a 3-card combo at that point, but it's worth exploring, so I'm excited about that. Okay. Sure. Why not? I mean, just the power level these days, man, coming from the 90s, having played Magic then. Alright, so a little bit of fun replacement of itself, but with the land or artifact token. That synergizes in a lot of ways with the artifacts that then become lands. It can synergize with a lot of different cards, a lot of different decks. +2/+0 until end of turn. Another thing with Ward 2. Alright, Beautiful Swamp. Feeling I'm mixing that up, but yeah. Those are just commons, uncommons. Beautiful Swamp. Might Form Harmonizer. Whenever land you control enters, double the power of target creature you control until end of turn. Would this go with a what is a Typha deck? Typha. Getting some hate out there too for being too powerful. Did get us a turn 3 win in Modern. Pay 1 life, add black, but yeah, I like this card a lot. Nice for Commander. Ouroboros, 4 mana. Yeah, alright, another mythic, sweet. +X+1 counters on each creature you control, X is this creature's power. In 4 mana, you know, you're paying full value for the effect, but it's super powerful, especially in a Commander deck where counters matter. Lumbering Falls. Alright, not really the land we wanted to see as a full art foil, but still Very sweet. Breeding Pool. Foil. Alright, I don't think these are surge foils. I think they all just have that little... I don't know if you can see it. Maybe it is. Alright, Breeding Pool. Very nice. Very nice. Insect. Alright, Breeding Pool. I would love to get one of each. I won't lie. I won't lie. The collector in me wants one of each of these full art foil Shocklands. Insect Horror. I was about to say skeletons, man. If skeletons gonna get enough love to make a deck? Probably not. Or how about this? Make a good deck. They already have a deck. They're just not very good. Alright, we're into Unravel. If the amount of mana spent to cast a spell was less than its mana value. Oh, nice. That's an interesting take on a counter spell. Conditional card draw. Fine. Alright, I don't know what to make of these. I will say this. I think Wizards priced turning the spacecraft into creatures or whatever, the station mechanic. They priced it very conservatively. You could tell that they were worried it would be too busted if they made it cheap. I bet you still it's going to be busted. I think people are going to be able to station things a lot sooner than you would think. Another swamp. Alright, this guy, man, this guy is good. So this is essentially a Porphyros, the Bronze Blooded, on a creature. Yeah, you don't get the Indestructible, but you get it for 1 mana cheaper. And then the Warp, it's better because you cast it for 3 mana, or warp it for 3 mana, comes in, has haste, and then you can recast it later. So this is an improved Porphyros Bronze Blooded, which is interesting. I mean, I don't know if I want to man, can't get it to zoom in. Maybe it's just that. I can't get... It doesn't have Indestructible, so maybe we wouldn't actually want to replace this Porphyros as a commander, but still. Patrolling Peacemaker. I wonder if it's all the cards behind that are making the creature. Alright, so this is a commander card. Entropic Battle Cruiser, another station card. Celestial Colonnade, another foil full art land we would rather have be something else. Mimmin on the right hand. That's a lot of text. Be fun to see what all that does later. Yeah, Artifact, that's right. I have looked at this set. I just skipped through a lot of it when I realized it's not going to be for decks I want to play. So this guy, 4 mana, you get to level it up, kind of like those old creatures. You would level them and they would get better. So, I mean, that's cool. It's nice to see it. It's a new mechanic, so semi-new mechanic on a new thing. Yeah, so this is like a new Brotherhood's End. Ruinous Rampage deals 3 damage to each opponent. Exile artifacts with mana value 3 or less. So instead of 3, well, it's a slight, okay, so not straight up Brotherhood's End. It does 3 damage to each opponent versus 3 damage to each creature. So it's not going to double as a sweeper, only an artifact sweeper. The landfall seems powerful. We have the going rate for this, right? Landfall that creates a 2/2 is 5 mana. But now we have 3 of these cards. We just got one in Final Fantasy. You got to get birds out of it. As opposed to elementals. Now robots. So you can get a lot of 2/2s if you want. A lot of redundancy there. Galvanizing Saw Ship. What a nice mountain. Space-time anomaly. Target player mills cards equal to your life total. Interesting. So blue-white mill card. Festering Thicket. So yeah, I didn't notice it at first, but these are fetch lands, fetchable lands. I mean, will they see play? Probably not. Not in what's a commander card anyway. Swarm Yard. Getting a lot of the full art utility lands. Sunset Saboteur. Yeah, I mean, seems solid. In the right aggressive shell, tempo-y black aggressive deck. I can see this being a player. There's that other 2 mana massive creature that came out recently. So I don't play standard anymore, so Who knows? Blast Zone should be over here with Swarm Yard and everything. Okay, we're halfway through. I don't know if we made our money back yet, but we had some good hits. Each creature you control the +1/+1 counter has trample, so that's for 4 mana. I mean, this does 2 things you want in a counters deck. It puts a counter on, and it gives you value for counters on creatures. So this is a common. I'm sure it'll be cheap and go in a budget deck, my budget counters deck. Disappointed that we don't really get any. We get like 1 dragon that's totally unplayable. Unsurprising, though, that we're in space and there are no dragons. Beautiful Island. Dire Drain Synthesis Amalgam. Yeah, alright. Robot Producer. Planetary Annihilation, another commander card. Interesting. So it's like a very conditional land destruction. So they don't want land destruction, mass and land destruction, but all but 6 is acceptable. Makes sense. Yeah, this seems powerful. Non-token artifact. You get a colorless artifact token. Yeah, it's going to go well with Modern's Affinity if you're in the right build. Cathedral of War. Don't really care about that. Terra Symbiosis. Whenever you put 1 or more +1/+1 counters on a creature you control, you may draw that many cards. Okay. That is busted. Yeah, that's going straight into the counters matter deck. What a powerful... That many... Man, okay, Hydras. I mean, think about my Hydra deck. It's a Horror the Exemplary. You make... If you cast something, an X spell, and you create a Hydra, and then you put those counters on it. So suddenly you're casting... I don't know, a Syncopate for 5 late game. Counter their spell. You get a 5/5 Hydra, and you draw 5 cards. I mean, wow. Wow, that card is insane in Commander. Holy moly. I'm going to pick off as many as I can if it's cheap enough, but I doubt it will be. And it's full art foil. Love it. Alright, I mean, that alone has made me happy. Yeah, okay. We'll just skip through this. I might have to do a little video just about that card. Another Sunset Saboteur. With Research Craft, it's a commander card. On the artifact deck. Lumen Class Frigate. Looks like an alternate art. Full art. Alright, so I like this card. So this card I feel like can come down turn 2, and with the right deck you can station it up immediately. If you play a 2/1 as a 1 on turn 1. Mana Confluence. Alright, well that's probably a hit. Secluded Star Forge. Alternate art, full art, foil. Land. Tap for colorless. 2 tap X on tapped artifacts you control. Target creature gets +X/+0 till end of turn. Activate only as a sorcery. 3 or 5. Tap, create a 2/2. Alright, so this is going to be certainly played in Modern. Cool. Alright. Mana Confluence. Never goes amiss for Commander. It's held its value for a while because your life total is a resource. You got 40 of it, 40 points. You want a mana of any color. Alright. I'm not sure. I still haven't seen some of the cards I want to see for my decks, but can't complain, I don't think, about what we found so far. A couple more Shocklands with cool art would be nice. From your graveyard using its warp ability. A little bit of recursion. 10 Oak Memorial Ensign. Ensign, maybe. Whenever a land you control enters, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. If this is the second time this ability is resolved this turn, draw a card. Because, you know, landfall needs to be more powerful. I love landfall. I have a bunch of commander decks that have landfall. Played it in Modern now. Yeah, I mean, this card is going to be in Modern. It dodges Lightning Bolt. I'm going to play it in Modern at least. Shoot. I can see Amulet Titan doing it. I don't know, they don't really need it though. I'm going to play it for sure. Forest. the Eternity Elevator. So now we have elevators. And Magic, Kylo, Apogee, Mind. Sure. Commander, Stomping Ground. It's not the foil, but it's still a full art. I'll take it. Echoing Deeps, Cave. Alright, the Angel's back, full art foil this time. Yeah, it's interesting how often you get the duplicates of rares in a collector booster pack. There's so many, right? There's so many, and yet you find duplicates. Maybe it's because not all of them have full art variants. Okay. I like how, I mean, I get it. This system is not ideal. Forgive me for that. I should have my arm over here around the books like this. Right? We can try it, but then I'm hugging the books. I mean, I have this whole camera space and just this tiny little bit of space for my hand. If you're watching this to this point, my apologies. I can see why people don't watch these videos much. This is not the ideal system. Swamp. Starwinder. Whenever a creature you control, and it has a warp 4. Okay, Skyrim Swarm. Whenever you sacrifice a land, create a tapped token that's a copy of this creature. 7 or more lands cards are in your graveyard. Otherwise, create a tapped 1/1 black. Interesting. So this is like a Scoot Swarm. A graveyard take on the Scoot Swarm. Hard light containment. More 1 mana. I guess this could, maybe this will be, it has to be an artifact. Storing Wildwood. Okay. Tezzeret, Cruel Captain. Alright, that's a hit. I mean, that's full art. Foil, alternate art. I think a 3-mana Planeswalker, any 3-mana Planeswalker is going to be good. But I mean, think about Affinity with all the 0-mana artifacts out there. You cast this on turn 3, drop a couple 0-mana artifacts, grow this thing immediately up to 7, and you get an emblem. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put 3+1/+1 counters on target artifact you control. If it's not a creature, it becomes a robot. I mean, this is, you drop 2 Ornithopters on turn 3, or hey, turn 2 with the Eldrazi land, in the right build, and suddenly you got this guy out to ultimate on the next turn and blockers to keep him alive. I think he's going to see play. I saw a few commentators kind of giving him the meh treatment, but in the -3 to go get an artifact with mana value 1 or less, I think it's going to find play in Modern Affinity, because it's priced aggressively. 3 mana or 4 with all the synergies that go with Affinity. The question, I guess, then is it necessary? Is it just win more? Does it bring anything to the table that Affinity needs? I think so. Affinity has a hard time sometimes finding its finishers. So that is just another way to turn your dirtling dorks that you play for 0 mana into value and threats. Nice forest again. Alright, a mythic. Cool. It's a land. I don't know how much. The question is, are these going to see a lot of play in Commander? Baloth Prime. This creature enters tapped with 6 stun counters on it. Whenever you sacrifice a land, create a tapped 4/4 green beast creature token and untap this creature. Wow. That seems pretty busted. No, 3 of these now. Crystal Quarry. Alright, that's probably a legit hit. Consult of the Star Charts. I think we got one of those too. Alright, we're down to our last booster pack. I think we've done pretty good, but I feel like we need one more. One more big. This should be over here. We need one more big hit, I think, to really put this booster pack, this booster box, over the top. Worth more than I paid for it. What kind of? I would love some of them. Another Shockland foil. I would love one of them fancy. Create a lander token. Yeah, that's nice. Good for budget, landfall and whatnot. I'm just slow rolling it because this is my last pack. Okay, planes. The Serima. Alright. 3 mana, get a legendary creature card. I don't know, it's a tutor for white. It's pretty good. I don't think that was the commander card we wanted to see. Helia, guided by light. And whenever it or another creature or artifact you control enters, you gain 1 life. As you step, draw a card if you gain 3 more life this turn. Alright, another commander card, I would say. Needle Spires. Ugh. Alright, so this has been a whiff. The Dominion Bracelet, however, is one of the Chase mythics. I think everyone likes the idea of controlling your opponent's turn. Full art foil, looks like alternate art. So I think that's probably going to be a hit. I'm not that excited about it, to be fair, but I do think it's going to generate value for our booster box. I'm going to add up the value and get back with you, and I'll see you on the other side. Okay, I'm back. I've totaled up the expensive cards from the set. I didn't do much with the rares. They're almost all under $8 or $9, and then surely to drop unless there's something really powerful in the standard, and so I'm not going to include those. All right, so most expensive cards, let me tell you. Tezzeret, full art, alternate art foil, $100. The Dominion Bracelet, $35. Ouroboros, $28. Susur Secundi, Void Altar, $20. Tannock, $20. Nexus of Fate. I mean, look at that beautiful full art. Not worth that much. $20. I guess it's been reprinted in special art before, and no one wants to take extra turns in Commander, so that's what's going to drive that price up if it were. Weft Walking, $15. Commander from the Precon, Sazrel, $15. Secluded Starforge, foil, alternate art, just $10. And the Commander from the other one, Kylo, $10. Let's see, I had a couple rares worth mentioning though. Terra Symbiosis, full art foil, worth $18. Frenzied Baloth, full art is $12. So happy to get those. So that comes out to $303. Now, a collector booster pack is around $450. Holy cow. We just keep jacking the prices up. So without the land, this whole pile is lands. So without the lands, we're far away from making our money back. But with the lands, we exceed. All right, so Godless Shrine. This is a Galaxy foil, and you can see that because of the way that the stars there shine. And what you can tell the difference there is Breeding Pool foil without that. So this is $80, pretty good. Gemstone Caverns, alternate art, not even foil, $70. Breeding Pool foil, $30. Mana Confluence, $35. Stomping Ground, not foil, $15. Crystal Quarry, just a couple bucks. Same with Celestial Colonnade. Lumbering Falls, you see the Galaxy foil. Different art, there's 2 arts for some reason, $8. The rest, you know, a couple dollars here or there. So with the lands alone, add $238 to value to the pack, totaling giving the collector booster pack worth total of $541. So that puts us about $100, $90 over what we paid, and if you consider all the other rares, and I think these full art foil lands will probably hold value. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely worth it. Certainly fun to crack some fancy packs. So if you got an extra $450 lying around, I think you can get some value out of it just with the lands alone. Anytime you can open up fancy art shock lands, you're going to have a good chance of getting value. So thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think. This is Johnny Cycles with CyclesGaming.com. I'll catch y'all on the next one.